So today we're going to be checking out a fragrance that I've really been looking forward to trying and reviewing for you guys. It's one that's been getting a little bit of talk here recently, although it has been out for a long time now. It just kind of sparked up in the community here pretty recently. And of course, you guys know me, very much into fragrances within this genre. So of course I had to get my nose on it as well. This one is Davidoff Zino. Came out, I believe, in 1988, I believe is what I read on Fragrantica, somewhere around there in the 80s. So, like I said, nothing new by any means, but it is a fragrance that is an aromatic fougere, and you will find also this one gets compared to Tom Ford Beau de Jour. And I have a feeling maybe that's why this one started to come up, you know, with the new release of Beau de Jour, obviously. This came out first. Beau de Jour, the signature line, just came out within the past couple of years. And since that one's been gaining some popularity because it's a more affordable version than the private blend of Beau de Jour, I think maybe this one's now been kind of resurrected, being, again, that this came out first. Beau de Jour came out afterwards, and there is somewhat of a similarity, which we will cover later on. I want to go ahead and check this one out today. I'm going to tell you my full thoughts on it, how it smells, how it performs when you can wear it, ultimately if I think it's worth picking up, and how it compares to Tom Ford Beau de Jour. I will provide a link to this one down below. It's very, very affordable. You can get these for less than $20 for a 100 ml bottle like this. Crazy, crazy good price. Definitely don't want to miss that. Link down below. Let's go ahead and review this one. So when you first spray this one on, what you'll notice right away is that, yes, this one is an older school classic aromatic fougere, and that may be a good thing for you. That may be a bad thing for you. So if you're someone who isn't into the classics, you're not into barbershop type of scents, you're mostly into the blue stuff and, you know, the sweet bubblegummy stuff and the newer stuff, this type of thing is going to smell old to you. So you got to make sure you're aware of that going into this one. This is not a hype monster, a compliment beast, or anything like that. This is a classic. You have to appreciate stuff like this to like it, but this would be perhaps a good place to start if you're wanting to get into the aromatic fougere category. You don't have to spend a lot of money on this. Something like Beau de Jour, YSL Rive Gauche Pour Homme, if you can even find it. The list goes on. There's a few other aromatic fougères. A lot of them can be on the more expensive side. This one, it's not expensive at all, and it would be a great place to start. So with this one, you'll find as soon as it starts to settle down on your skin, you get a bit of an earthiness to it, like a dirtiness to it. And that is coming from the patchouli in here. It's very strong in the scent, especially, again, after it's had a chance to settle down. When you first spray it on, you get a lot of everything. A lot of that lavender, nice aromatic lavender, the sandalwood, and some of the other woods and stuff. But the patchouli, once it settles down on your skin, is coming through. And again, it's a little bit dirty, a little bit earthy. It's a little bit of a spiciness in here as well. And this is something that you have to, again, you have to like stuff like this to be into this type of scent. You'll also find that it is overall a bit more older smelling than something like Tom Ford Beau de Jour, and even for me something like Yves Saint Laurent Rive Gauche and Azzaro Pour Homme and so on, you know, some of those more popular aromatic fougères. This one, again, did come out in the 80s, so it would make sense that this one has an older school smell to it. I've described Tom Ford Beau de Jour as being a modernized barbershop type fragrance, and that's really a great way to put it. When you smell this one, you know it's an aromatic fougere, and you know it's got a bit more of that older school quality to it, whereas when you smell some of the newer fougères being released, they have a bit more of a modernized, smooth twist on it. This one's got that earthiness, it's got that dirtiness, and it's got like a masculine edginess to it that a lot of newer fougères don't really have. This is strong stuff. I mean, you can get a lot of that patchouli. The sandalwood and the lavender kind of comes in underneath the patchouli to give it a little bit of a creaminess and just kind of smooth it out a little bit. But again, you know, it's not smoothing out the whole thing. You're getting a roughness from that patchouli. What you will find, though, is that surprisingly for the price, the quality in the blend isn't too bad. You know, it's not a niche fragrance in terms of quality, but, you know, from the house of Davidoff for a fragrance for less than $20, can't really complain too much. You know, it's blended together pretty well. There's not too much clash going on. It may seem like it a little bit from that dirtiness of the patchouli. There's kind of an underlying stankiness in here as well, like a really dirtiness from it. Then, of course, the lavender or the sandalwood and some of the other notes kind of smoothing it out. So you got to be aware This one is strong, and it's got kind of a dirtiness to it that you may not initially expect. In terms of when you can wear this fragrance, this is easily kind of an all year round signature scent type of thing. You know, if you're a gentleman and you want a signature type of scent that you can wear for anything, this is going to have you covered. So be aware of that. You know, it can be a signature scent, wear all year round. One thing though is, you know, hot summer days and hot even spring days, this one's not going to be the best idea. That patchouli is really going to heat up and it's just going to get a bit messy. But if you're in a climate controlled area, of course that doesn't matter. You can wear it to the office in the summertime and it'll be just fine. But do keep in mind, if you're going to be going out doing stuff in the high heat, you're going to want to choose a dedicated citrus-based fragrance because this one will just not really work the best. But in the fall and winter, when you're going outside, that will actually benefit this one a little bit because that cold weather is going to help tame out that harshness and that dirtiness a little bit. It's going to kind of smooth it out and make it just a bit easier on the nose just from that cold weather. It'll work great in the fall and winter time. And again, in terms of situations, this one's definitely going to be, in my opinion, a bit more of a dressed up scent, although it could be worn casually just going to the office and things like that. If you work an office job and maybe you're a bit higher up, you want to smell confident and in control and like perhaps you're a boss or a CEO or something. This type of fragrance will work great for that because it's got something that's very demanding and it'll make your presence known when you walk in the room and you're wearing this one. Talking about performance, I get pretty solid performance from this one. On my skin, about 7 to 8 hours longevity. Projection, it's going to be a little bit more moderate, which I like for this type of scent. Sits closer to the skin, but not, you know, a complete skin scent. It's more or less one that will be discovered rather than announcing itself, which is good for an aromatic fougere. The longevity, again, 7 to 8 hours. That's pretty solid, especially for a fragrance of this price. I mean, come on, you can't beat that. Now, compliment factor on this one's going to be an interesting one because it's just not going to appeal to the younger crowd. It definitely has an older school smell to it, so you have to keep that in mind. It's not like a blue fragrance, which almost everyone's going to like. Maybe some people who thinks it smells old and smells like their grandpa or an older person. Maybe some people who will like it as well. So this is one where you'll want to wear it for yourself. You'll want to wear it because you like it. If you want compliments, this isn't going to be really the place to go. You know, you'd want to go for something that is just going to be more of a dumb reach, more of a clean, fresh blue scent, or, you know, maybe go with a fougere that has a bit more of a modern take on it, like Beau de Jour. And again, the comparisons to Beau de Jour is definitely there. Again, the main difference is going to be that the Tom Ford is just more smooth and modernized. It's going to be more wearable, a bit more accessible in terms of people liking it more, not in terms of price. Obviously, it's way more expensive, but just accessible in terms of a lot more people are probably going to try it and enjoy it, whereas this one may have some people kind of turning their heads up and scrubbing it off just because it is, you know, a bit dirtier and more earthy. This one is one, though, where you want to wait till the dry down. Some of that dirtiness does go away in the dry down, and it does smooth out and get more aromatic as time goes on. You know, after about 10-15 minutes, you're really in the sweet spot. But that opening can be a bit rough for some people. So that's pretty much going to be it, guys. That's my thoughts on Davidoff Zino. Really, for the price, less than $20, it's hard not to recommend this one if you're into fragrances like this. Again, if you're a younger guy, you're not really into this type of thing, just pass on it or try it with an open mind and maybe you'll start liking aromatic fougères. But those of you who do have a classic taste, you like this stuff, this one's one you definitely want to have around. For me, I'm glad I picked it up because it smells really good, and for a cheap fragrance, this is one I can see getting some use just kind of as a dumb reach. So guys, let me know what you think of Davidoff Zino down below in the comments. I want to hear your feedback on it, what you like about it, what you don't like, if you're glad you picked it up, or if you want to pick it up, or whatever, let me know. And do remember, if you are interested in purchasing this, there will be a link down below. You can check it out and pick it up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow morning with another one. Take care.